Pisces, welcome to your Pisces February 2021 reading and forecast. It's great to see you here. Great to see the subscribers back again. I always love seeing you. Much love and affection to you always. I think about you a lot actually, and because a number of you have corresponded with me. Now look, I'm going to draw 5 cards. Look, incidentally, I've got a Pisces card here for you in this deck. This deck, which you can't get anywhere anymore. It's just it's like a collector's deck, and I love it. It was given to me by a witch. Or a wise woman, I suppose, is what you'd refer to her as. And she said it would have a particular resonance with me, and she was right, because it does speak to me, this deck. The imagery on it, the paintings are beautiful, they're original, and you're going to enjoy it. Now, incidentally, a number of people have asked whether they can get a clairvoyant psychic reading from me. The answer is yes. Just check out the information that's in the description box below, and you can see how easy it is for that to happen from wherever you may be in the world. But now, I'm excited to do this reading for you, so let's get to the 5 cards underway, shall we? And see what there is in store for Pisces in February 2021. Let's have a look. The first card, the 2 of Swords. See, very minimalist, the imagery on this. No wonder you can't, I don't know why, but that's just the way it is. The Fool. See, that's gorgeous as well in the Tower. Wow, it's all happening for you. What else is coming from in here? There's some good cards coming from in the middle. The 9 of Wands. That's a great card to have as well. And finally, the Knight of Coins. Well, Knight of Coins, you're here with the 2 of Swords, the Fool, the Tower, the 9 of Wands. It's all happening. It's going to be a great month for you, but let's not give anything away. Let's have a look first to see what the paintings say, how the cards are positioned with one another, the elements of them, how they speak to me, what they have to say, and I'll do the reading for you. Now, next month's reading will be published on Wednesday, the 10th of February at 2 p.m. US Eastern Time. Now, I mentioned this Pisces card, didn't I? I'm not going to really talk much about it, but I just wanted to show it to you because I thought it'd be of interest to you. There's a couple of little fish in there. Can you see them? What an unusual depiction of Pisces. It's almost like it's from another realm. It's almost as if it's you, but it's in a realm which is different to space and time, isn't it? I think that's fascinating myself. Fascinating. And very spiritual, I think, which is a good thing for you. I'm going to turn to the Fool for the first card in your reading now. And the reason is because I'm compelled to. And it's also the first card, well, as the first card in the Tarot deck and assigned the number 0. The Fool is at the beginning of the journey of transformation. And that transformation takes place by going through all of the different major arcana. And going through the journey and learning from all the complexities of life provides the deeper perspective and grounding of wisdom. You could say that the successful completion of this journey is coming back to the beginner's mind once one has learned the ropes, as it were. Another of the Fool's gifts is the vibrant, bouncy energy that, in this case, she shares with the child. She knows how to play and is filled with wonder. The Fool is forever off on a new adventure. She is the spirit of adventure, as well as the spirit of trust. Because the Fool doesn't have an image to uphold, she is free to change and speak her truth. Like the child who said that the emperor had no clothes, the Fool might say anything, sometimes to the dismay of those invested in the social order. It is often the Fool who can most effectively burst the old pattern. This can then provide the break from what the agreed reality is that's needed to open up to a new way of living, or it can open up a period of chaos. Now, the planet that I have associated with this card is that of Uranus. Uranus. which is about change and breaking boundaries, spirit, and the zodiac sign, well, I think the entire universe itself is what I see with it. This card is both father and mother, and is kind of in the most abstract form of these ideas. That's not a confusion, but a deliberate identification of the male and female principle. I think this is talking to you here of having openness and trust, be ready to take on risks, the courage to stand your ground, freedom, independence, creativity, great potential in front of you now, the possibility almost for you to take a quantum leap, and listening to your heart's voice. It's also about being in the present, new beginnings, leaps of faith, acting without malice, possibly some degree of, well, eccentricity, I suppose, or what some people may think is that, but being true to yourself. This is really talking about the start of something new, or maybe spontaneous behavior, the beginning of a journey into the unknown, which is full of potential for you. The need to take a leap off the cliff, not a leap of faith, but with the inner confidence that you are going to be okay. Open up your life and have faith that you can create what you want. Because I think you'll be wanting to break free of the usual routines of life and look upon life as the fool does. Be empty once again as a child. I think you are now ready for a new beginning, perhaps, as I say, even a quantum leap. Give in, dare to leap, even if fear attempts to hold you back. Trust the voice from within your heart. What does fear mean for you? How do you imagine the courageous leap into the new? What does it look like? Where does your heart call you to go? And say to yourself, I now follow my heart. I am open and ready to go wherever it may lead me. I am a radiant being. I am a living treasure. I honor and value the unlimited resource of courage which is within me. I respect the nature of whom I am. There is nothing to fear. Absolutely great energy for you for this time. Now, I want to have a look at this here. Isn't this a great image? Let's have a look at it. What is it, by the way? The Two of Swords. Okay, let's have a look. Well, this is the Lord of Peace restored, and for me, in the position that it's in here, with the Fool opposite it, it is the Moon ruling the first decan of Libra, 23rd of September to the 2nd of October. Look, this is a really happy combination, the Moon ruling Libra. Do you know, your moon sign describes your instinctive or emotional energies. Did you know that? Now, with the Moon in the sign of Libra, you'll likely have a deep need for peace and harmony in your life. Libra is normally symbolized by the scales, isn't it? And these kind of look like abstract sort of scales. But this need for balance can relate to any area of your life which does require balance, and this includes your personal environment, work, relationship with others. But the purpose of this card is about neutrality, being neither good nor bad, so balance. But the suit of air comes from the turmoil that arises from the union of the suits of fire and water, which gives birth to the suit of air. Do you know, with the two, we have the beginning of differentiation and therefore of differences, duality, and polarity arise. There is a dynamism inherent in duality that isn't present before we get to two. In one, everything is unified. Now, two can dance together, they can play and fight, or they can make love. With two, there is creative friction, balanced between the numbers 1 and 3. The 2, well, they're pulled in both directions. The inherent drive towards wholeness creates a magnetic attraction between the 2, drawing them together to recreate unity, represented by the 1, or the ace, as it may be here in the tarot. And the dynamic interplay of the 2 makes space for the birth of new forms, which is represented by the 3, which comes afterwards. I think that this is reminding you that you can move beyond an orientation where duality means divisiveness, and appreciate how 2 can come together in harmony and beauty. This could be 2 points of view, 2 ideas, 2 energy fields. It is about 2 adding to each other rather than cancelling each other out. When you hold this perspective during an argument, say, it is not a matter of who is right and who is wrong, but of seeing what part of the truth each carries. This can lead to seeing a bigger truth than either could see alone. The ability to see something new or see in a new way is graphically represented when this occurs. So it's a good time, I think, to look at how you are relating to differences, and especially in the mental realm, which is swords. Are you stuck in a polarized position, or are you open to other points of view? Can you let differences be enriching rather than threatening? Can they open the way for new ideas and creative solutions? Now, the other thing is, with this energy here and placed where it is that there's the possibility that you could be having a hard time making up your mind about something, or having to make a choice that's difficult. Now, I don't think it's difficult. But it's there. It's something which is underneath. It's just sitting underneath or in the background, and it surfaces every now and again. You might find that you are dealing with the pros and cons of a situation. I think what could happen is that in relation to something, you might, if you're trying to make that decision, you might actually at the time lack the information that you need to make the right decision. But when you do get it, it's like the light goes on and you can see the situation for what it is, and you'll be in a much better position to make the decision that is right for you. In what areas of your life are especially important to you? You can now come calmly to the necessary decisions. Take the time for deep relaxation. You are in a good position to examine your past, your present, and future. Maybe write down your insights, but have this thought in mind: a deep peace fills my heart. Well, shall we have a look at who's the person down here? This person is the Prince of the Chariot of the Earth, known to most as the Knight of Coins. Now, he's the airy part of Earth. Knights are air, coins are earth. In elemental dignity rules, esoterically, earth and air are enemies, and they weaken each other in the way that a hurricane or a tornado, a typhoon or a cyclone might come through and lay waste the earth and its produce. So too, you've got that feeling of conflict between the two. Now, there could be some people that are of importance to you this time, and I think that they are Taurus or Aries. Does this represent somebody? Yeah. Look, the character of this person for me is that of somebody who is energetic, a capable manager, and a steadfast worker. There's someone who might be a bit dull and skeptical of spirituality, slow to anger, but watch out if he or she, because these are interchangeable as the gender, if they get their buttons pushed too often. The person has great energy that they can bring to bear on the most solid of practical matters. Very energetic and enduring, persevering worker, competent and ingenious, can be quite thoughtful, someone who's quite cautious, though they're trustworthy, and they can seek out new uses for common things. Now, he's able to adapt to circumstances and to turn them to his advantage, as I think you will be able to, with a slow, steady, well thought out plan. But the other person I could refer to in your life is someone who may be seen as being lacking in emotion, almost as if they make no effort to understand ideas which are new or conflict with their idea of the world. And as I say, they can be inclined to be resentful of the more spiritual types. However, you will be unshakable. You'll be quite careful and prudent. It's time for you to engage in some physical activity. And you'll have a great interest in design and structure. Now, this doesn't just mean buildings, but it can also relate to things like gardens. It can also relate to things to do with beauty, with fashion, with cooking, and with sorting out things around the house. This is a period of time, I think, when you are taking full responsibility for your life and becoming focused. You could be quite good at sport, interestingly. I'm already getting this great design around here. I've mentioned that. Great degree of design energy coming out here. Look, you'll be putting a lot of effort into practical things. And it's a time of your life when you're going to be very goal-oriented and want to sort out the material side of your life. That is those things to do with your health, with your work, things around your home. That is those things that are tangible to you. This is also the time for you to take action, and if you do so, important experiences are going to result. What activities do you enjoy? What activities would help you towards self-realization? And find a creative activity in which you find joy and fulfillment. And say this to yourself: I am finding the work that fulfills and satisfies me. Well, where should we go to next? Now, these two cards are linked here. I'm going to go to this one first. Let's have a look at it. The Tower, or as I call it, the Lord of the Hosts of the Mighty. Now, this is Mars, the warrior planet, here in full attack mode to destroy the Tower. The Tower, I think, represents the limitations of your ego. That is, that thought of yourself that you have, that part of consciousness which is trapped in form, the structure of identity that you have built up over your lifetime. You know, where was I born? Was I from a poor background? Were things difficult for me? Who were my friends? What was my experiences? Did that marriage work out? Why didn't it? You know, so all these things which go through to, which we add on layers like skins of an onion to say, this is who I am. That's actually not who you are. Because if you take all those things away, you are still there. And I think what this is about is that, you see, that's only a tiny part of who you are. And what this is, it's not the totality. And this is coming in and showing you that that limitation of consciousness needs to be broken down. There's a far-reaching inner transformation going on here. I also think it's a period of a great degree of healing for you. And the old is going to be destroyed to make room for the new. Self-knowledge is what's coming down. There's a release. You see these people that are falling from the tower? Well, are they falling or are they escaping? I actually think that they're escaping. I think you're escaping from a situation, or I think you are escaping from a thought or a mindset about yourself as a result of a revolution. You're breaking down old forms or patterns, and this also, I think, represents something of the calm after the storm. Now, it can also refer, I think, in this position to a time of turmoil or destruction, as you seek to understand how you could have been so mistaken about a situation or a person, which now you have to come to terms with. Now, emotions like anger, grief, depression, sleeping problems can affect you during this time because it's almost as if you feel that there's a sense of security was lost, or was badly shaken, or is presently being shaken. Almost as if your comfortable world was never the same again. This can often happen as a result of relationship breakups or loss of jobs, death of loved ones, or financial or health problems. But the important message here is that with the destruction of the old comes the new, and you can eventually look at life in a much more meaningful way, which makes you wiser and happier. This is a major internal change. The divine spirit is moving through your psyche and burning out anything that is fake. You're in the midst of, or about to enter, a very transformatory process. Whatever is destroyed or shaken within you serves to purify you and make room for something new. If it's been an emotional event, you'll grow a new heart. Allow it. And ask yourself, are you ready to view yourself and life with new eyes? And say to yourself, who I think I am is a belief to be undone. I have the ability to heal and restore myself at all times. I am not inside my body is inside me. Now you may be saying to yourself, oh God, if these things are coming along, am I going to have the strength for it? Let's have a look at this. Well, the answer is yes, you are, because this is the Lord of endurance. The Lord of endurance. And for me, it is the moon ruling the second decan of Sagittarius, the 3rd to the 12th of December. Now, I also have the moon in the number 9, mystically. The moon is associated with 9 for me. So there is a double lunar influence in this card, and the moon is about things which are beneath the surface. Can be subconscious, can be within you, looking to come out. I think what we have here is also where you have power which you gain through unifying conscious and unconscious energies. There's a wholeness coming about for you. There's a determination with you, strength of character, courage under fire, and I think defending what you have worked for. Yeah, you really will have a belief in yourself. Now, I talked about that double lunar influence that's there, and what it's going to do is that is going to allow you to reach into yourself and discover new depths of strength and power that you never thought you had. Now, you may encounter obstacles, of course, but the important thing is that you will have the strength to overcome them. Now, when this card turns up in this position here, with this Two of Swords, the Fool, and the Tower, like that, in this setup here, this means that you can be reassured that you have what it takes to get by. Even in times of difficulty and stress, inner strength is going to rise up and guide you towards your goals. Now, in the process, you'll learn a lot more about yourself and your abilities and gain an all-new round perspective, which brings security and self-confidence. Because I think you are in the process of discovering your real strength. So trust your inner guide. You may want to take part in groups which can help you develop and unfold your potential. Are you a little afraid of your own strength? In what areas in your life does this fear come up? Pay attention to your dreams at this time, I think. And I'd say that this is the thing that you should be thinking to yourself, and it is, I know more and more clearly who I am. This recognition leads to the full development of my potential strength. What a fascinating spread of cards for you. Good job, Pisces. That's the way it is for you this month. Well, I thought that was a fascinating reading, didn't you? It was great, very exciting, very interesting information coming through. Lots of things to think about, lots of things to prepare yourself for, and get things going, because you have got everything going for you. And there is actually one thing that I need to say, and it's this: make sure, look, if you did like the video, please do hit the like button. It does help the YouTube algorithm somehow or other. The YouTube gremlins do things, or elves. They go and do some stuff, and I'd appreciate that. But in the meantime, and until I see you again next month, remember one thing and one thing always, and it is this, that you are a legend. And I look forward to seeing you again next month. And until then, it's bye for now.